Hello, YouTube. Sorry about that. It is beer time. But it's also Tove Talk time. I'm here to talk about a concept that I really enjoy in video games. I actually was thinking recently, what makes Melee such a good video game? And I realized that, because, you know, I actually played a lot of Ultimate in the pre-COVID era, and I like that game a lot, actually. I think it's a wonderful, especially casual game, but also competitive game. I think that, you know, the best players are much better than the, you know, players of lower caliber. But I think one thing that's hard to refute is that I think Melee is a game, and I think this is what makes Melee so special and why it's persisted so many years. Melee is a game that really rewards game sense. I think game sense is a thing that's a little bit hard to define, but I was thinking about it, and I think for me, it's kind of like game sense is the skill, basically, that when you get into unforeseen situations, you know, in a game, you know, you're kind of, you find yourself in a situation that you've never encountered before, that is people haven't encountered before, something that's novel or new or fresh. It's the skill that lets you come up with solutions the best and the fastest. It's also correlated heavily with intuition, you know, having just good intuition, the smell of the game, the feel of the game, right? Terms you hear people say or whatever. I feel like if you're a very intuitive player and you can kind of figure things out on the fly, kind of piecing things together, and you kind of say to yourself after you did it, like, how did I do that? That didn't make any sense. Like, why did I think every Melee player knows, you know, deep down in their bones that you have all kinds of opportunities in Melee. All kinds of opportunities in Melee to kind of show off your game sense. And I think that's why people keep playing it. I really do. Like, we got some examples from the highest levels of play that I'm going to show off. But, I actually do think that one of the really addictive things about Melee is that even like as a, you know, someone who's kind of up and coming, you're gonna be thrust into situations sometimes where you're like, holy fuck, I can't believe that just happened. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I was able to do that in that situation. And it's a very addicting feeling. I think that's what makes it such a fucking fun game to play. But yeah, I think that there are clips, you know, of I think the best clips that I think people love to see, even in just esports in general. This extends outside of Smash. I think the sickest shit to watch in like practically any game, any genre. I think everyone who watches competitive video gaming, I think everyone can tell you that like the sickest shit to see is shit where you're like, oh my god, like I can't believe he was able to do that, you know, kind of spur of the moment, you know, in such a kind of a novel or weird situation. And I think it's a defining hallmark of like, you know, the best gamers in you know, pretty much any genre, you know, honestly. So I'm going to start off by showing off some gameplay from a genre of video game that's actually very close to my heart. And it might be a genre that you might think game sense doesn't really apply in this genre. It's not really a defining hallmark of, you know, great players or whatever. And sometimes that can feel true, but one of my favorite players, and probably the man that's considered the greatest player of all time, in a game that I played very seriously before I got into Melee, this was me as a high schooler, I primarily played rhythm games, and the rhythm game I was the best at was Beatmania 2DX. Now, 2DX is a game where there's 7 buttons and a turntable, and basically notes fall and you have to hit them. If you've ever seen DDR, it's like that, except you're using your hands instead of dancing on a metal mat. My favorite player, and I think a lot of people's favorite player, as well as probably just the great, I think he has to be considered the GOAT of 2DX at this point, is a guy named DOLCE. He actually got so good that he got sponsored by Konami. Konami literally sponsored this guy as a professional rhythm game player. I think he's one of the only pro rhythm game players. He might be the only pro rhythm game player. It's not really an esports scene the way there is for Melee or other, but he got sponsored. He was that fucking good. And here's a video of him playing a song that I think really exhibits this skill in rhythm games. So I'm gonna unmute. So watch his hands. There's a little bit of a hand cam right here. If you actually watch, so this is a song that has a lot of turntable in it. And the nature of the turntable is, now normally when you're playing the game, you see how there's these 7 buttons. You can put your hands in a very fixed position and kind of use the same fingering to kind of cover all the keys. But in a song that has a lot of turntable, or the scratch as we call it, a song that has a lot of scratching, you actually have to end up covering most of the keys with your offhand, which is going to be, in DOLCE's case, he's using his left hand. If you play on the left side, if you're 1 player, instead of 2 player, that would be your right hand, and your left hand is scratching. So Dolce is, in my mind, and when I watch him play, he is the most comfortable person at kind of covering all kinds of different, I don't know how to say them, arrangements of notes. Like, watch what he does here. Look at his left hand just kind of like covering pretty much almost every key. Kind of mostly one-handing the section, which is kind of what you're supposed to do. And it is what most top players try to do at this point. Notably, I think a lot of people don't realize this, when you play rhythm games, you play on mostly, in particular Beatmania 2DX, when you play, I should say when you play this game, you're mostly playing on random. And when you're playing on, he's kind of sight reading. So you're playing on random, and what random does is it mixes up where each note falls in every column, and usually it ends up giving you better patterns for scoring. At the downside, of course, but high-level players don't mind this, I play almost every song on random. The downside is that you're gonna get a different pattern every time. Also, the pro is that you're gonna get a different pattern every time. So it's gonna be the same rhythm, but a different pattern, if that makes sense. So you are having to react. There's no memorization here. You can kind of memorize the rhythm of the song, the flow of the song, but you are reacting to the way the chords are laid out, the way you gotta lay, and he's basically responding as fast as you're seeing these notes fall. You know, and it's like second nature. You can't describe. I'm pretty good at this game. I'm nowhere near Dolce's level, but I will say that, you know, when you're playing this game and you're playing well, you actually get to a point where you're not even thinking about it. You're like, your hands are moving and you're just kind of like, I don't really know how I'm doing what I'm doing right now. Crushed the world record there, by the way. Crushed the world record there. And I think this is the song that shows it off the best. You just notice that like most of the song, because of how heavy it is on scratching, his left hand is kind of flying around. And he's just coming up with new configurations of it on the fly, if that makes sense. Yeah, you enter flow state. I think that's the best thing about rhythm games, is that when you're sick nasty at rhythm games, you enter flow state just like that all the time, It's super fucking fun, and yeah, he definitely didn't remember any of that. No, there's no memory. I mean, you know, you can memorize the turn because the turntable is going to be laid out the same way every time, but the pattern of the notes is going to be different every time for sure. So. Yeah, I think Melee, what I really appreciate about Melee is there are like a million instances of just extremely, extremely high levels of game sense exhibited. And you have so many opportunities to do it that the game literally, like, I think people watch Melee and they're like, I don't fucking get it. Like, I don't get, people watch Melee, right? People watch Melee and they're like, I don't get how this game is still fresh, blah, 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 right? It's the same characters all the time. People are just playing the same fucking characters over and over. Like, how does this game stay interesting? And I think there's so many, like, kind of novel sequences or situations that you're always running into. You cannot possibly prepare for everything. You cannot possibly prepare for anything. For everything. Right? It's just not possible to prepare for literally everything in Melee because there are too many circumstances. And so you literally, I mean, the game has been out for 20 years and it still feels kind of fresh and exciting, right? So, like, let's look at some examples of that. Let's literally look at some examples of that.
Second to four tilt.
Listen to him call it.
Oh, okay.
He's not doing it. He's not biting.
I'm just gonna let him hit me.
He's not
Just let him hit me.
He's not biting.
Yep. Just you just force it.
You're insane.
Yeah, okay,
Watch.
yeah. I would say
Sidestep?
four tilt is the main reason you won this match.
You just
Sure.
sidestep it. Every she's gonna.
Did you hear how far away he made that call?
Yeah. Oh shit. Oh wait, we won. Okay.
We won.
This guy was.
This is how he won. I used to, by the way, I used to get fucking school. Back when I lived in San Jose, I used to hang out with him a lot because we lived pretty close to each other. We don't anymore. We're pretty far away now. But I used to go to Lords all the time to play, and like, God, he was a fucking nutcase. He would always, with every character, he had some new shit. I guarantee you, he had some new shit for every single fucking character. I mean, he busted out these edge guards. It was so hard to play him because like, he had shit for every character, for every matchup. Like, he had some crazy, unforeseen. But yeah, I think he was a player that really exemplified kind of game sense in Melee. Kind of knowing what was going to happen before it happened. And also just an intimate understanding of the game engine. And just like, you could kind of sense from Lord. If you go to like Lord highlights, SSBM. Let me see if I can find some of his highlights he's done over the years. He used to do Smash highlights every year. And these were fucking awesome videos. So yeah, he was a very fucking actually I think he still plays. I think he's just never been the kind of guy who's liked tournament Melee. He's always just kind of been more of a friendlies beast. But yeah, this guy can and will run into you on netplay late at night and fuck your whole evening up. And you'll feel like an idiot. Anyway, yeah, I think there's a lot of players that really exemplify this. I think probably the most active by the way, I hope Amsa's not still in chat for this. You know for a fact Mango did not plan this shit out. You can't have a discussion on game sense in Melee. There's no way this was planned.
Shine Spike?
That's
I'm
actually
still
a
chat.
risk too, because if Amsa
Amsa gave, you see Amsa's face. Amsa gave him, Amsa nods. He's like, oh shit. This was crazy. This was like, whoa. That was just good. That was just good. I mean, you know, Mango's not the kind of guy that fucking thought about that. He didn't pre-plan it. Not the kind of guy he is. But yeah, Mango, I mean, I think that's kind of the thing about the thing that keeps people invested in Melee is honestly, there's just, you could think of so many fucking examples. You could think of so many fucking examples. Great example today, actually. I just tweeted this. One of the highlights from today's tournament that I really, really enjoyed that I thought was fucking really just executed well. Johnny Kim
So, I mean, that
versus
kinda makes
Soonsay.
sense. Fat's probably ranked a little bit higher, but
And the way he ends the set, it's already 2-0 at this point.
Reported to have internet problems, but oh no! No way! No!
Off of the fucking Randall? Like, look at how the
Reported to have internet problems, but oh no! No way!
disgusting.
No way!
Doesn't even crack a smile.
Johnny, he always gets the clip.
I've
man.
never seen anybody do that. You've never seen anybody
That
do
kinda
that.
makes sense. That's-
This shit happens all the fucking time in Melee. There are so many instances, like every tournament, someone's doing some new shit. S2J versus a bait. That was less game sense and more just a freak of the game engine. But this shit happens all the goddamn time. You don't see that many esports where it's literally all the goddamn time some crazy new shit is happening. I mean, I know it's almost become a meme at a certain point. People are like, oh, Melee, you know, Melee is like jazz. Blah, blah, blah. Melee is like jazz. You're always improvising. But it's kind of true. Like, it's a meme because it's true. It's just how the game is. The game and, like, kind of how... I don't know. It's just kind of... And what I also really like about it, by the way, what I really like about it as well is I love when the gameplay in Melee and the game sense kind of yields counterplay back and forth. And I think a really good example of that also from this week is from this Golden Guardians tweet, which I'm sure a lot of you guys probably saw this clip because all of you are following Golden Guardians on Twitter. You're all subscribed to GJ Melee's YouTube channel. New videos 3 times a week. Subscribe to Golden Guardians Melee. But my favorite thing is when it not only yields, you know, a play, but it yields a meta within a meta. Like it yields like a mini game, or it yields a players riffing on top of each other. Like, look what happens in this clip, right? So you've got Nun, who obviously, you know, no, you don't need to say much about like Nun's ability to bring shit to the Falcon meta. Like, this guy is just a fucking freak of nature when it comes to Super. This guy lives and breathes Super Smash Brothers Melee, and especially Captain Falcon. But
Melee. What a psycho.
And it's fucked because he dies for going for obviously you die, right? Falcon going for this, you die. It's worth it because of the percents, but he knows Zain is gonna go for that runoff forwarder, which covers every option at that point. Doesn't actually cover. It does cover every option. Falcon's gonna die, but unfortunately now so will Marth. And then they iterate, and then the mind games start. And then the mind games start.
What a psycho.
So look how it continues.
Jesus Christ.
Look what happens here. Is it here? Oh!
Oh, he tried to do it.
Got him!
Psycho.
Got him! Oh, what you doing down there? Up!
Oh, he tried to do it.
Up! Up!
Up to no good, dude.
He's up to no good.
God damn it. All right, no more Mr. Ledge.
And then layers on layers. Okay, he
See
timed
there,
it
if I
differently.
get
Timed it differently.
Makes him more it makes him more scared of going for it. Keeps it more honest.
Yeah, this is a
Keeps it more honest. I like that.
system I thought.
Represent the option so it, and then, oh! Oh! So, hey, more content like that on the Golden Guardians Melee YouTube channel. By the way, I noticed a lot of you guys aren't subscribed. Just wanted to say I noticed a lot of you guys have subscribed. I hit 20K subscribers. I'm very happy about it, but let me tell you, we need to hit 30K. We need to hit 30K. You can join me on this epic quest of 30K YouTube subscribers. All it takes is pressing the red button down below. At no cost. If you don't like my content, you don't even need to unsubscribe. The YouTube algorithm, if you stop watching my videos, the YouTube algorithm will make sure you don't see my videos ever again. Subscribing doesn't even matter. That's the thing. It doesn't even matter for you. It matters for me. So why not help me out? It literally does. If you stop watching my videos, the YouTube algorithm won't surface any more of my videos to you. But for me, if you subscribe, it helps me out a lot. It helps me pay my rent. So you might as well do it. It couldn't hurt. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. And say hi to Twitch, because they've been saying hi to you. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I had no idea that whole clip was... Yeah, that whole clip is layers. And there's so much of that in Melee, dude. There's so much. There's so many layers in Melee. It happens all the goddamn time. It's a good argument, right? You might as well fucking subscribe. You literally might as well subscribe. If you don't like... If you stop watching the videos, they literally won't come up anymore. That's how it works. Unless you navigate to your subscriptions tab, which I don't think anybody does. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. Yeah, that's my favorite part about it in Melee. I bet we can even find examples of that in that Lord versus Flash set that I just showed off. Yeah, that shit right there, dude. That fucking shit right there. There's no explanation for... Dude. Also, this whole combo, by the way, is actually fucking pretty sick how he goes into it. I like up throw and air for some reason. It's actually... It's a lot more finicky. You see a lot of Falcons go for up throw up air. It's more bread and butter. Up throw and air is kind of cool. It feels more situational. Bait it. Chill. Boom. How the fuck, dude? If you watch it on... Like, he's not... It's not on reaction. Let's slow it down. Dude. He's not... There's no way you could do this on reaction, right? No, it's like simultaneous. It's so fucking cracked, dude. And yeah, I mean, it's crazy because obviously if you whiff it, they can just get up from the ledge and they can ledge dash and kill you for it. They can combo you for it. How did he pick right? He stalled like 5 times. I know, that's kind of how it was. That's how it was with Lord. You're just like, this guy is reading my mind. It was actually disorienting and disheartening to play him sometimes. he tried to say, oh my god, that was a fuck you, dude. That was a fuck you Falcon Punch. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's fucked up. You know what? I'm into it. It didn't hit, but that was a fuck you Falcon Punch. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. It's good because you know Kadoran's been doing this thing where if you're up being from below, you can if she gets far enough away that she's up being from below, you don't have to end ledge hog her. She doesn't get full invulnerability if she's up being from below. Kadoran has been doing this thing you guys might have seen in the SCL. He's forward smashing it. So you could do this Falcon Punch, and it actually there were spots. I used to play Lord with Sheik too, Falcon Sheik, and there were Falcon Punches. He would do that Falcon Punch, and you couldn't avoid it. If you're far enough away, you actually can't avoid it. It was pretty disgusting. But you know, talking about how this leads to counterplay. Okay, he did the ledge. So watch this time. Watch what Flash does. Watch what Flash does. Ledge dash, hold shield. He's gonna side B. Lord's ready. Lord's ready though. Lord says, yoink. I go for grab this time instead. Layers. Layers. He doesn't get it off the ground. It's hard to get, you know, huge punishes off on Sheik at 0 unless you... So he also went for up throw. He went for like up throw into some sort of weird read. And then the next time too, right here, fucking ledge dash and he spot dodges the side B, dude. I love this. And I mean, my favorite part about all this, again, my favorite part about all this, honestly, look at the scoreboard right now. It's 1-1. It's a best of 3. This is such an insane adaptation to have to think about in a best of 3 when you've never met the fucking guy. You've never seen his VODs. You probably haven't heard of Flash if you're Lord going into this tournament because he's a Japanese Sheik. This was such an impressive level of adaptation back and forth for me. On both accounts, from both Lord's perspective and on Flash's perspective. I thought this was so fucking cool. The fact that he does ledge dash spot dodge, like when do you ever do ledge dash shield for a second and then spot dodge to bait and punish the side B, and he gets a grab off of it. So, dude, I mean, yeah, this is one of my favorite sets of this tournament for certain. It was a fucking best of 3. I think going for adaptations like that in a best of 3, because like, you know, most people, what they would do if they were like, damn, this guy goes to this option, they would just ledge stall more, right? You'd ledge stall more, be like, really put the seed of doubt in their mind that they're not going to go for it. Flash is like, fuck that. I'm in the middle of making a 3-stock comeback, hopefully. I'll just go for some crazy shit myself. Which I thought was so fucking cool. I don't know. And that's the thing about Melee is you get to do that. Like, if you want to, you don't have to play like that. Like, a lot of people, you can definitely get to the top 10 kind of recycling, you know, standard textbook good options. But you also have plenty of players in the top 10 who are fucking, look at the face cam, what, the player cam? Where? Oh, Lord Smiles. Yeah, that's that. Oh yeah, okay. Good shit. That's that. Okay, good shit. Now look at Lord, look at Lord, look at Lord. Look at Lord right here. Look at him. Okay, that was good. That was good. The smile of the nod. That's the classic FGC nod. That was that. Oh, okay, good shit. Oh, it's my favorite thing about fighting games. God, I could, shit like this. And there's so much of it in Melee. Like, every Falcon, every Sheik is gonna handle this situation differently, basically. The fact that this came up in a best of 3, dude, that's so cool to me. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Can we turn this into a Lord Appreciation stream? I think I'm gonna do another one at one point where I do a proper Lord Appreciation stream, because I do think he's one of the most underrated players, slept on players of all time. But I mean, we can watch this clip. I'm down. And Axe, I think, was like, wait, is this him?
Crazy Falcon, bro. Anaru, hello.
By the way, playing with a keyboard, by the way. A literal ASCII keyboard. Oh my god.
What on earth is this guy?
Oh my god.
Gosh.
I watched this when Axe posted this
I've never
clip,
played a
but
Falcon like this. Ever in my life.
I mean, I've never seen people.
Oh my god. Bro.
By the way.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That shit was fucking cracked. By the way. I wonder if for Lord, like.
Oh my.
Okay, the worst I ever. This nair was fucking the move. This is a keyboard nair. Look at this nair. Look at the drift on this nair. Oh my god. Yeah, he was a fucking monster / is, I guess, because this is not. I mean, this isn't even a very old clip. This is from. This was posted in November 2020. So this is from very recent, honestly. Okay, the worst I've ever got. This is the thing about Lord, by the way. This is the thing about him. Sidebar here. So I used to go to South. I played him a lot, and I when I first started playing him, he did this shit to me all the time. I just got every game I was getting brain melted. I would go home and I would feel completely lost. Right when I lived like 5 minutes from him, I would literally go over to get my ass beat in humiliating and disorienting ways, and I would drive home and I'd be like, I don't understand Super Smash Bros. Melee. And I got to a point where I played him so much that I kind of got used to his shenanigans, and I kind of got to where I could, like, and he even said, like, we would play sets, like, we'd play best of 5s, and I'd take games, I think I took some sets here and there. Side note, I remember I played him in a best of 5 one time. True story. I went up 2-0 against his Falcon, and then he went Yoshi and 3-0'd me. And that hurt. That one hurt pretty bad. That one hurt pretty bad. But anyway, yeah, so, it got to a point, though, where I did okay against him after a while. I got to where, and he would even say it. He'd be like, the problem, he's like, my shenanigans never work against you anymore. He'd be like, because he's literally such a fucking humble guy. That's his one problem, I think, is that the one thing that stops Lord, I think, from being a top player, and what stopped him from being top, he's too humble. And he'd say, like, dude, the thing about you is I never hit you with my shenanigans anymore. We play too much. You're too used to my gimmicks, blah, blah, blah. He'd say all this shit, and we'd play, and the more I played him, it would get closer and closer, but, like, obviously he was the better player, obviously. And he would say these things, and then he would talk about tournaments, and he'd be like, he'd enter some Evos, and he got to where he was playing, like, I remember one Evo he lost to Lucky. I think it was Evo 2013. He lost to Lucky for 49th, and he was kind of saying, like, oh, I lost to Lucky, but Lucky's really good, Lucky's really good. Like, I'm not beating Lucky, come on. Like, I can beat all these guys, but he's so good. Lucky's not gonna fall for my tricks and all this stuff. And I was like, you're selling yourself short, dude. You're fucking selling yourself short. I think you're so fucking good. I don't think you're out of Lucky's league at all. At all. I think you could totally, I mean, obviously Lucky was amazing, is amazing, and was cracked as Falcon, but I don't think Lord was... I think Lord absolutely could have been on that tier. But I think he had this kind of mentality where, like, he felt like, oh, my tricks should only work against blah, 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 kind of thing. He'd always have this little dialogue he would do where he'd be like, yeah, if my tricks work, I might be able to get a win, but such and such. I was like, no, dude, you're fucking insane. You're fucking insane. And I actually wonder sometimes, I will say, the hardest I ever got beat by Lord was 1, when I first started playing, when I first started going to his house, obviously. And 2, I used to play him on Anthra's Ladder in 2016, 2017. We'd play on Netplay, 2018 maybe. Pre-rollback. I haven't played him since rollback. I should hit him up and see if he wants to play. Might do a Lord stream where I just play Lord on stream one day. I know SJ did one of those. SJ played Lord a bunch, and they went back and forth, and that was awesome. Yeah, he was top 25 that year. Top 25, not even trying, by the way. So anyway, but I ran into him on Smash Ladder, and we were just playing friendlies on Smash Ladder, and dude, he was beating me so fucking hard, and I think it was because I used to Smurf on the Anthers Ladder. I used to not use my real name. I was like, you know, I would change my username up every couple months, and I think because he didn't know it was me. He was just like, I think when he used to play me, when we were playing a lot, he got to where he stopped going for some of his shenanigans against me because he's like, I guess he thought they weren't going to work on me or something. But when he played me, this is how I know he was in his own fucking head. When he played me and he didn't know who the fuck I was, he literally 3-stocked me every game, and it was just brutal, and it was all his old shenanigans. And he mixed them up so well, and they just fucking kept working on me. And I was like, this is exactly what I'm saying. If you don't know it's me, you just 3-stock me with your bullshit. But because you know it's me, when you know it's me, it's different. And I actually wonder here, I wonder if this clip looks the same. If instead of Lord versus Frozen Pizza, oh my God. I wonder if this clip looks different if it's Lord versus Axe. I don't know. I feel like this clip doesn't happen if this doesn't say Frozen Pizza. I don't know that he watched the Summit Smurf bracket and knows
What
what
a
it says.
crazy Falcon, bro.
I don't know.
Anaru, hello, welcome.
That's how I always felt watching him. That's how I always felt watching him. Crazy player. Crazy fucking player.
What on earth is this guy? Oh my gosh.
Nair there was so sick. Jesus.
What? I've never played a Falcon like this. Ever. Ever in my life.
Yeah, I should just fucking start playing on keyboard.
Oh my.
I don't think you do his faces.
Oh my God. Bro.
I just killed him.
Oh my God.
Anyway. Lord is one of the best, dude, on the reads, he was just a fucking nutcase, dude. Gimmicks is a weird, yeah, gimmicks like, gimmick has a negative connotation, so gimmick isn't that's not the vibe. But, yeah, like what he was doing against Flat. You know, where he did the side B to punish ledge dash on half prediction, at least. It's just like, what the fuck? And then you try to do it yourself and you just can't get to, you know what I mean? It's just the kind of thing where it's like, that's not a thing, is it? That's what I mean. He's a million bajillion of those. Jank also has negative connotations. Shenanigans might be what I'm going for. Shenanigans, or you know what I'm talking about, right? There might be better words than gimmicks. When I say people say gimmicks and they say it with such a negative connotation. Jeez. I think Lord should teach because the way he looks at the game is so understandable. Yeah, I gotta play. Now that we got rollback, I don't even have to go to his house anymore. Lord is so that's the worst I've ever seen Gahtzu get beat. This shit was fucking brutal. This might have been today. Gahtzu got the 3-0 versus Lord. Where was it? Right here. Lord Gahtzu. Today Gahtzu came out on top in the Falcon Ditto. Right here. In that fateful day, 2016. Gahtzu, this was during the peak of the 20GX era. Gahtzu got an ass beating that I don't think he ever forgot. And I say this as a huge Gahtzu fan, by the way. Dude, this game 3, game 1 I remember was pretty close. And then it just, okay, I misremembered. Game 1, okay, I take that back. What happened game 1? Gahtzu got a good old-fashioned Lord ass beating. It happens. It happens to the best of us. And he was good at the Falcon Ditto back then, because this was during Gravy Wizzy, Gahtzu, that was the... By the way, I think both these guys are software engineers. Great, probably the highest level software engineer Falcon Ditto you'll ever see. Right? Probably. Love this song, by the way. I love the clash. Back throw. Oof. What the fuck? Oh, he should just done a run off knee, but man, that one I'd be frustrated. That stock was more Gahtzu's bad for sure. Like, Gahtzu did some shit, but I mean, Lord did some shit, but Gahtzu also kind of fucked up here and there, you know? Reaction tech chase. Man. Oh, he did. He went for that really fucking. That was a crazy read he went for right there. By the way, you see that upper he did? He tried to cover the lowest possible up B. Man, crowd not even popping off. Jesus, look at that crowd. They're like smiling, but they're like. Half of these guys are probably, because this was in NorCal, so half of these guys are probably just people who've gotten their asses beat by Lord before. They just know how it feels. They're like, yeah, that's what happens. That's kind of how it looks like. Lord's at Lord is in med school. Yeah, Lord is in med school. Is Lord a big thinker, frame data nerd? He's half and half. He knows a lot about the game. I think it comes from a place of intuition, but he's a very analytical guy.